Okay, so I'm super excited to host this manifestation implementation workshop tonight. And what we're doing, everything that we're doing tonight is based on the expertise of Natalie Amari. I want to give full credit to manifestation expert Natalie Amari for these 6 steps that we're going to be going through tonight. So
Okay.
make sure that you have something to capture your genius, a notebook, a doc open, because everything that we're doing tonight is going to be completely action-based. The goal is for you to come away with a complete action plan that you can implement right away to start manifesting your dream 2024. Boo, yeah. All right, so
Okay, cool.
Natalie showed us a 6-step process. And the very first step, which I think is probably the hardest one, is to decide what you want. And in order to do this, I would love for us to do a short visualization so we can really think about what it is that we actually do want. I'm going to guide you through it. And I want you to notice as we're going through if any shoulds pop up in your head. You know what I mean by that? Like, I should want this. I really do want this other thing, but I should want this over here, or I should be working towards that. No, no, no more shoulds. Okay. If those pop up, we're going to change them to coulds. So I could work towards this, or I could work towards this other thing. And your body will tell you which one is most exciting to it. Whichever one feels better is the one that you are going to be writing down. So with that in mind, close your eyes or soft gaze or whatever feels good and just get comfortable in your chair. Okay, take a deep breath in and out while closing our eyes. All right. Can you believe it? It's already New Year's Eve 2024. A whole year has gone by so quickly. And right now we're reflecting back on it. So much has happened, so many wonderful things that you have created. I think you really had the best year of your life. And so take a moment to be super proud of yourself for all that you have accomplished in 2024. You're amazing. And you'll notice that you actually feel like a new person. You feel free and happy, kind of like you've lifted a burden off of your shoulders. And you breathe in this newfound sense of peace. And you can't help but smile as you think about your most important and most cherished relationships. You take a moment to appreciate how connected you are with these super important people and how much love you have surrounding you. What does that look like for you? Take a moment and picture it now. And all of this was made possible because you really took care of yourself this year. Yeah, you did. You learned what it means to love yourself. And you live this every single day. Sink into that feeling of peace for a minute at being so aligned and so in love with who you are and how you show up. And taking care of yourself and loving yourself has reignited your passions. You feel so purposeful. You are directing that tremendous passion and that tremendous energy that you have into something that matters so much to you. And this gives you a sense of purpose and a sense of fulfillment. What's that passion? Think about it for a minute. What are you so excited about, and why does it feel so good to you? What an amazing year it has been. And you feel proud. Right now, you feel so proud because you did this. You created this reality for yourself. You are a kick ass reality building machine, and you built a life that brings you joy. And you are modeling how to do that for your kids. What an amazing parent you are. And you're modeling how to do this for your partner and for everyone who comes into your world. You don't even know it yet, but you are an inspiration, inspiring everyone around you to do better and be the most amazing version of themselves, because that is exactly who you are being. Okay, big breath, my friends, big smile, and open your eyes. How are we feeling?
Awesome.
Yes, way to go, 2024. So now is the time to write it down. I'll take all of that inspiration and think about if we ran into each other in a year's time. It's now January 2nd, 2025. And I
Oh my
was
God.
like, oh my goodness, hi, tell me about all of the amazing things that you did in 2024. What would you tell me? So think about, what would you tell me about your relationships, your self-love, and your passions, and anything else that you want for 2024 to deliver to you. I'm going to give you 4 minutes to write it out. Everybody clear? Go. Anybody care to share? What is your story?
Yeah, sure. I'll go ahead and share.
Very brave.
Um,
Thanks, Tracy.
sure. Um, so in terms of just relationships in the family, the communication just got so much better because we really dedicated time to um speaking with intention, and it has just transformed everything. We're feeling so much better, and I'm just excited because I feel more connected. And this same with self-care, prioritization, and just feeling physically better and just generally happier in my life. And that just seems to be transferring into just spilling into all areas of my life. It's just been such a good year. I'm so
Wow.
excited.
I am so happy for you. Now, Tracy, I know you have multiple passions. What's going on with that? What's going on with your business?
Oh my gosh, my business is growing like gangbusters, and I am expanding my European community, and the California community is still just growing like crazy. So I'm so excited. It's everything I ever dreamed of.
Wow, you've had one heck of a 2024, my friend. That is amazing.
I
I
That's the plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you so much for being the first brave person to share all of that. Anybody
Mhm.
else want to share before we move on to number two?
I can go.
Yes.
So my F, so I got F'd up in 2024. So faith, finance, fitness, family, and future self.
Oh,
So
I like
um
that.
so um so just my family and I, we went on a tech-free road trip. Like, we played games, we did trivia in the car, we just kind of laughed and talked to each other. We did karaoke. We had an amazing road trip. So that is my family. We go on, we didn't get to do any trips in 2023. So 2024, we knocked it out the park on a road trip. Um, Fitness, I increased my muscle mass by 5%. Like, right? I look amazing, right? Starting to get the little shape, getting back together after 4 kids, getting that mommy, those mommy curves back. Right? And excuse me, I'm starting to get a cold, but so faith, um, just feeling more in tune with the Holy Spirit, being guided by the Holy Spirit and not by fear and doubt. Um, in 2024, that is the it's the most important thing. Just making decisions based on, being in tune with God, and not just the what ifs and the how would I look and what if somebody gonna think, or just all the crazy fears. So I mean, I knocked it off the park. Finance, I consistently made in my business 10K a month so that I could
Yes.
leave, and I quit my day job. That was the best. I handed them their notice, right? Here's your notice, right? 10K a month was amazing. And then my future self, I spent me time once a month every month. I took myself on a date. I got dressed. I looked pretty. I did my hair underneath this thing, and I took myself out and I had coffee, wine, whatever it was. But once a month, I just took time out for me, guiltless, not feeling guilty that I didn't take one of the kids with me or my husband with me or my mom with me. It's just, I just spent time with me. So that was my amazing.
Oh, I feel it.
Mm.
Yes, that is amazing. I love that you commented on the guiltlessness of it because you are creating yourself a better mom, right? That's the most loving thing you can do for your kids and your partner. Taking yourself on a date. I love that idea. I'm gonna steal it. I'm gonna take myself on a date too. Allison, are you interested in sharing, or you don't have to? It's never an obligation.
Basically, my 2024, um, what I am envisioning is new ways of making money. I enjoy where I live now, and that's something I accomplished in 2023. I like where I live better. Now in 2024, new ways of making money that are also based on my creative projects, and something I appreciate that kind of builds off of something Tamika said is that that idea of, she called it the Holy Spirit, but like connecting to a higher power and allowing it to guide me, and that's what helps me manifest basically that creative projects and service to the community, and a healthier income for myself in 2024.
Wow. Yes, I love that. I love the idea of creative projects and service to the community. So that is perfect. And another thing that I love that every single one of you did was you talked in the present tense. That was amazing because that is exactly what we're going to be doing in step 2. So Natalie, our manifestation expert, in her step 2, she says we're going to create a story. And it's going to be something like a day in the life or whatever feels good to you. That's one way of doing it, as you are living your dream. So it's now, next year, and you're writing out in the present tense things like, oh, I am so happy and I'm so grateful because I have X now and I am doing Y now. And then we're going to talk about in our story how that makes us feel. And all of you, as you were talking about your dreams, I got chills. And so, Allison, as you're giving to that community, how does that make you feel? And Tamika, as you're going on your dates and you're taking in that 10K and you are quitting your day job, how does that make you feel? And Tracy, as you are having these deep, deep connections with your family and you are wildly successful in your business, how are you feeling? And so I'm going to give you 5 minutes to write out your day in as much sensory detail as possible. You can, you're home now, so you can smell the coffee brewing as you start your day and your passion project, or how does it feel to hug that community member that you just helped tremendously? Think about all of the sensory and write it out. I would love to have just one share for this one, if anybody wanted to share.
I wrote, I wake up with the joy that feels like it's bubbling out of me. I'm so excited to wake up and look forward to everything in my day. I have a group coaching session at 10 a.m. and a one-to-one coaching client at 2. My hubby is so sweet to bring me coffee so that I can go through my daily checklist and make sure that I'm clear on what my writing on what today has in store. Hubby is so thoughtful. He offered to make me dinner too. That will give me time to go to the lake for a walk, and it will feel so good. I get ready and begin checking messages and find out that while I was sleeping, 6 people signed up for my workshop, and it's so exciting. We're at 12 now. I can't wait.
Yay! I love that. I've got chills. Look at the smile on Tamika. She's like, yes, yes, feeling
Like,
it.
yeah, right?
Oh, amazing. Okay. Okay, this is the part where Tamika's one bad F comes in. So now what we're going to do, number 3, that Natalie, remember this is Natalie Amari's framework. Number 3 is why you can't have that. Okay. And so for me, I don't know about you, but for me, this is the easiest part because my mind BS, my old programming is going to chime in and say, well, that's great. Like if I take Tracy's story as an example, well, my husband's never going to do that. Or, well, I'm not going to get 6 people, or I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to do this. Why not? And so we're going to take a moment to write out why you can't have your dream day, why you can't have all of those things you want. Make yourself a list. And if you need inspiration, we can brainstorm together. Go. All right. Can we get one person share?
I can go if nobody else wants to. Kids,
Yes.
I have teens and tots. I have the big ones who are into everything, every sport, every academic thing, every artsy thing, choir, everything. And then I have the little ones who, like now, my husband's off working, so they're with me, so I don't get a chance to really when I'm on things with coaching and stuff. Usually somebody's in here, so it's like sometimes I feel like am I getting everything that I could get because I'm always being interrupted. So, but I still show up. Um, that's my main thing. Is just and then not feeling guilty that I'm doing something to make myself better or better my business instead of spending time with them and like, oh hey, take your tablet, just go sit over there. Not having that guilt. And then the other thing is on the business side is just presence. You heard me talk that learning social media and kind of videos and all these different things. It's like, okay, how do I want to present myself? How do I look? How what will people think of me and all there's so much negative stuff on social media. Do I want to deal with that? But those I think those 2 are really just it at this point.
Okay. What could get in the way of you being able to quit your day job?
Nothing. Just I'm making
Nothing.
it's 2024 and I'm making that 10K a month in my business and my day job is out the door.
You have no mind BS getting in your way. I am celebrating
No,
you today.
nothing.
That's amazing.
It's just right now, it's just replacing the income in my business so that I could also cover, corporate America with the health insurance. If I'm making 10K, I can cover everything. Nothing's in my way. I am good.
Okay, what would get in the way of you making 10K?
It's not getting in the way. It's the time right now to learn the social media presence, attracting the type of customers that I want. I've got my niche now that I worked on. So I've been working on a lot. It's putting it all together now. So to me, these next few months are going to be amazing when everything starts falling together. But it's still that presence, and just just not feeling scared or just having that bravery to go put my face out there, just be online, just be confident. I know the information, I know the things that I want to help folks with, help moms with in particular. So that's really it. Help me,
I'm hearing time, skills, and fear getting in the way. All right, perfect. Thank you for sharing and being brave enough to do that. Okay, this is my favorite part. So step number 4 is to take all that list of things that you can't have, the reasons you can't have it, all of the fears, all of the doubts, and we're going to reframe it. And yes, it's my favorite part, but it's also a little bit of the hardest part. Okay, So we are going to kick that mind BS to the curb, crush it into a little bit, and turn all of our doubts into affirmations. Oh yeah. Okay. So for example, one of the things that I wrote when I did this is that I'm not going to have time for self-care if I'm running a business. So how can we reframe this? Any ideas? This is hard. So here's an affirmation that I can say. I am worthy of spending time on myself. And one of my most favorite phrases, anybody who follows me, is that you have the power to choose. And so I'm going to write an affirmation that says, I have the power to choose how I spend my time. And I'm in control of what I do every minute of every day. And I know that taking care of me is the top of the food chain. If I don't take care of me, I can't give to anybody else around me. Okay, so this is hard. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to write them out, and then I would love for us to brainstorm together so we have a really healthy list of affirmations at the end. Sound good? All right, 4 minutes, go. Anybody find that hard? I found this really, really hard. It was easy for me to write out the why I couldn't do it and really hard to turn them around. So anybody who found it hard, would you like to go first and throw out to the group and see if we can brainstorm some amazing affirmations for you?
Um, I do question a little bit whether what I've done are affirmations, but one thing that I've picked up a lot from like parenting books is I can do hard things.
Mm,
I find that one covers a lot.
yes, absolutely. So I love that. I can do hard things. So tell me some of your mind BS. What are the things that are going to get in the way of your dream vision?
So I kind of pictured focusing on a different job, perhaps a management role. And so I was a bit down on my personality, said I didn't have the skills. I'd have to break old habits, lack of job opportunities, that kind of thing. So affirmations being I can learn new skills, I can break old habits, I'm worthy, I'm a good person, I can work on myself and be a good mom.
Yes. Love it. So have you ever learned new skills?
Yeah.
Have you?
No, it's a valid question. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Tell me some of the big, right, or like, let's write an affirmation for some of the big skills. I had no idea how to do this, and guess what? I did it. I figured it out. I have started new jobs before. I have learned these things. Get a little more detailed in your affirmations.
Okay.
Tell me one of the skills you've learned that you're most proud of.
Oh gosh. I don't know.
I know. You just talked about parenting books. Bet you there
Yeah.
was a ton of skills you learned there, and you've been implementing them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had children and I had no idea what to do, but you know what? I know how to figure it out. I know where to find information. I am resourceful.
Yeah.
Write that all out.
I am, yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about habits. What types of habits do you need to have in order to be successful in your dream life?
Be more positive.
Okay, so I am positive. I have proven that to myself that I am positive and I can be positive. I know you as a very positive individual.
Mhm.
Have you overcome any adversity?
Yeah.
Mm. Mhm. So you're resilient and you know this because, fill that out. Okay. Tell me about management. What skills don't you have to be a good manager?
Um, I think some of the soft skills, maybe. Um, I don't know. I think sometimes I would be good at it, but I look like I have a few managers that I just like completely idolize, and I have no idea how to get to kind of. And I think it's um like they're just genuinely good people, so it's also an element of working on myself as well.
You think you're a genuinely good person?
I try to be, but
Write it out. I am a genuinely good person. Mhm. I intuitively know what makes a good manager. I am committed to embodying the values that I care about in a good leader. I know I will be a good leader because I am a good person.
those
Okay?
are pretty good.
You are pretty good. You just need to believe it. That's the point of these affirmations. Okay. You have any family goals or family that's going to get in the way? Family things? Those are all work things.
Hmm. General happiness in relationships, I'd say.
Yep. What gets in the way of happiness in relationships?
Expectations.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah.
I am in control of my expectations. I get to decide what is okay and not okay in my world. I am capable of powerful communication with my loved ones. I know how to set boundaries and protect my values. And if you need to know more about setting boundaries, I'm going to be doing a boundary thing because a whole bunch of people raised their hand for boundaries. So I'm going to be doing a 3-day workshop on boundaries as soon as I get it written. Okay, perfect. I'll take you off
Okay.
the spot. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, we're going to do everybody on this one because it's a tough one. Who's next?
Let's see. I guess I was just thinking about things like I guess the one I wrote down that I liked the best was I am worthy of feeling like my unique life experiences can become like jewels and gifts to others in my community.
Yes. Tell me more about these jewels and gifts. How is that going to change people's world when they get one of your jewels and gifts?
I guess I don't really know yet. I mean, it would just depend on the individual.
Best case.
Well, best case is that they feel like even if we have different life experiences, best case is like they're able to feel their world is expanding.
I help people expand their world.
Okay, that's a good one. Thank you.
Came up with it. Mm-hmm. I care deeply about helping people realize their potential.
I like that one too. That's nice.
What else do you have that will get in the way of you achieving your dreams?
Well, I guess I wrote that affirmation because sometimes like I do feel like I've had different life experiences and that has gotten in the way sometimes in even in work situations. Um, and so, well, for instance, you guys keep talking about being a mother. I helped my mom raise my sister as a single mother, but I've had an infertility journey. So oftentimes I feel a little bit left out if I do feel like I've had a mothering experience, but I've not biologically given birth to children. And yet there are other women out there who have that experience too, and we can still um, be sort of like have a mothering role in society, even if we don't have that experience of biologically giving birth to children. And I mean, you know, I just feel like if different people have different life experiences, there's a reason for it, and we're here on earth to help one another. But there were just times when I felt like, I don't know, somebody at work said something in a certain way, it was a little insensitive. It made it harder for me to communicate with that person because we had just different life experiences. So instead of letting something like, well, we've had different life experiences get in the way, I would just like to, I don't know, find a way to turn that around and have a more open conversation instead of being like, oh, well, we can never understand each other. And, you know, if we even try, our feelings are just going to get hurt. So I just want to, you know, kind of go forward in my thinking about that and find ways to open up definitions of things like, you know, caring for one another and, you know, including mothering and all kinds of things like that. I mean, I feel like regardless of what your experience is with what you've biologically experienced, you can still connect with and care with others in lots of different ways. That's what I've learned from it, I guess. And I helped my mom with my sister when we were growing up. So
Yeah, that's really nice.
My experiences help me care for and connect with others. I am committed to finding common ground with people with different experiences. My experience, so I already wrote that, my life experience gives me a unique perspective. My life experience has given me a lot of time to manage my emotions. I am an expert in managing my emotions. I am an expert in doing hard things. I have overcome so much in my life. I connect with others by sharing my experience. Did you get the ones in the chat that you can copy down and expand? And
yes.
Okay.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
what else? So what else will get in the way? Let's keep on you there. I want to make sure that you have a good list. So that was one thing. What other dreams do you have for 2024? Or what will get in the way of those dreams?
So I guess I'm in between wanting to find a new work environment or just creating my work environment at home. And I think I'm still interested in doing both, actually. It's just that sometimes, okay, well, if I work at home entirely, maybe if I go out in the world, it will be more of a volunteer experience thing. So I guess just feeling unsure about feeling like I can find an environment that is like kind of like also allows me to you know, express myself and share my gifts and like not feeling sure about it, I guess.
So what would be like a perfect work environment? Like what elements would you be looking for if you were interviewing a company?
Well, I guess like flexibility and openness to lots of different viewpoints. Because I feel like as long as if people don't shut down, and then we can always find common ground, even if we have different life experiences. But then when people kind of shut down because they just don't get where you're coming from and they don't want to, I think that's when I'm just like, oh, geez, well, I probably shouldn't stick around here, you know, if that's like the way this environment is going to be. So I guess just knowing that we all deserve like a supportive environment. Everybody has different kind of set of life circumstances that we're dealing with right now, but we all deserve to have, you know, just a reasonable amount of support and you know, maybe a little bit of critical feedback, but also some positive feedback.
So I wrote, I am expressive. So something like that. Expressiveness is one of my gifts. I am ready to share my gifts with the world. I'll put these in the chat. I value openness to lots of different viewpoints. I am an expert in finding common ground because it's one of my core values. I deserve to spend my day in a supportive environment. And I still can't spell environment, but I'm going to paste it in. There you go.
Thank you.
So you mentioned over and over again finding common ground. And I think that is going to be a theme that comes through, and I can hear your passion for bringing people together. You can even write that if that's true. I am passionate about bringing people together. I am passionate in finding the common ground so that we can all be supportive of each other.
Right.
You feeling like you have a good list, or is there anything else calling to you saying, well, that's great, but not possible?
I think this is a very good list, and I appreciate you guys hearing me out on. It was something I was trying not to talk about, and I'm like, well, I keep thinking about it, so I guess I might as well share it.
I'm so proud of you for sharing it. Thank you so much for trusting us with that. I appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Tracy, Tamika, who wants to go next? You guys are both too sweet. Okay, Tracy's next.
Go ahead. Yep. So I kind of stuck with the theme of this whole hubby thing and of him taking care of the dinner and all of that. He always gets distracted. I mean, and so that was the sort of anti thing. So what I came up with was I value my health and always have a plan B for meal times, frozen and ready to go. Like, I mean, just like, and I don't know, I mean, that was just sort of more of a logistical solution, you know?
Yeah, I love that.
So,
So I am resourceful. I am an excellent planner and always have a plan B. Even when it's not my job to plan, I still think about the needs of everyone else in my family. I am an excellent partner and mother because I am always ensuring that my family has what they need. I'm always ensuring that I have what I need. You writing this down?
I like that one about I make sure that I have what I need because that's really kind of where that is headed for me is, you know, that I'm making sure because I'm really passionate about what I need to do.
I am
And
passionate about what I need
it's
to do.
like this is like, you know, it's coming from my heart, it's coming from my soul. And so the plan B is for me.
Write it down.
Selfish.
Plan B
I
is
have to admit it. I mean, it really is. It's
great.
and everybody benefits as a result of that. I really like, you know, the fact that I value my health and my needs and make sure that they're met.
I value my health and my needs and make sure that they're met. It's important that these are written down for our next step. We need them all written down. I love that. Write down the plan B is for me. I think that's a critical distinction.
I'm writing.
Mhm.
So the next one that I wrote, and again, it's about plan B. So just that I value my time. And so when I have to clean the kitchen because, you know, everybody bails because they've got their things, you know, I have a teenager and all of that. So I hire someone to clean because I value my time and I need to connect with the people who need me or and I need them too. You know, I need to form I need connections are my priority and the cleaning it can wait till tomorrow, right? I mean, for me that's a hard one. I was raised in a family where it had to be spick and span and letting that go has been hard.
Yeah. Yeah, that's your mind BS telling you I'm not quite good enough.
Oh,
The house isn't perfect.
right. Right. Exactly. So,
Okay, I love that. So connections are your priority. My time is important to me. I value connections over cleanliness.
mm,
I am clear on what's the most important to me and what can wait.
hmm
I make sure to spend my energy on what's most important to me. I make sure that I spend my time effectively.
hmm
I show myself that I love myself by taking care of all of these things, by ensuring that I have time, by ensuring that I have healthy meals. I love myself. I mother myself. I am the best mother to myself that I could ever be. Allison was talking about different ways to mother. Heck yes, we mother ourselves. Every single one of us as an adult, that's what we do. Okay. What else is getting in the way there, Tracy, of you achieving your goals?
Actually, that seems to be the running theme, is being so busy taking care of everybody else, and well, maybe it's boundary setting, to be honest with you, right?
Ooh, that's a big real.
Right? I mean, when if I'm honest, it's about the boundaries, because when I'm hearing myself talk, and you guys are here listening to this, right? I mean, when you hear about everybody else is doing their thing and who's stuck doing it, right? And so that is something that and I mean, and that is something that I've been working on a lot, like saying no. You need to be, oh, I see, I'm in connections are happening, right? It's so nice. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not alone in this chat room with this one. But yeah, it's been a thing. And so, ooh,
Whoa. So there's
yeah.
some affirmations you can explore around boundaries. I am worthy of setting boundaries.
Yeah.
I am committed to doing my own thing while my other family does their own thing and seeing what happens, or whatever, if that's true or not.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Are you feeling good, Tracy? You got a good
Yes.
list?
Thank you. I'm complete.
Okay. Tamika, you are up.
All right. I got them kind of situated a little bit. I wrote down a lot of the ones that you already said, with some others that I love. I wrote down for me, I can work on myself and be a great mom. I embody the characteristics of a good leader. I'm in control of my expectations. I care deeply about being, I care, excuse me, I care deeply about helping people realize, okay, I'll do it a little bit, realize their potential. I am an expert in overcoming hard things. And I am an excellent partner and mother because I'm always making sure that I have what I need and what my family needs. So those are the ones that I took away from everyone else's stuff. I will in a minute. In a minute. So when you talk about boundaries, right? That one just hit me because that's something new I've had to do. Um, even recently, I just like 2 weeks ago, I was just like, I'm not cooking anyone else dinner. Like, I'm done. There's 7 people in my house, right? 4 kids, husband, my mom's always here. 7 people every night, every day. It's like this whole, what are we gonna eat? What are we gonna eat today? What are we gonna eat today? What are we like? It was driving me nuts. And I have a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old, and I'm just like, they know how to cook. And I stopped cooking. And guess what they started doing? They started cooking. Lo and behold, they started cooking. And I was just like, oh, okay. So I don't have to do every single thing. And, so that's been like a huge shift for me because I was just, and I cook for myself. I still chef it up. My husband's like, oh, you making some of that for me? And I'm like, no, there's leftovers of whatever the kids cooked in there that you can eat. But it's the truth. It's like, you just feel like I'm always doing for others. And it's just like, I don't feel like it. And it's okay. And that's been the biggest, I'm like, it's okay because you know what? There's food there. They're not going to starve. So um, that's been important for me. So I kind of wrote down 3 things. And I think all of mine maybe have to do with time. I mean, if we're looking at a theme. So the first one that I wrote, and I don't even know if it's in affirmation, but I put, I have all the time I need to grow my business and I have all the time I need to grow my business, make more money, and improve my skills. Um, and that's always, for me, is it's a time thing. By the time I have time for me, it's 11 o'clock at night, 11:30 at night, when everybody's finally all the activities are done, basketball, football, volleyball, blah blah blah, read a book, ABC Mouse, blah blah, blah all the stuff, right? It's late. And then it's like, even though my mind is still like, all right, I can do stuff, it's still late. I still have to go to work in the morning and then get up early and start the whole day over. And then it's like husband time. And it's just like, oh, I haven't seen you all day. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot about you. And it's like the wifely things. And, and it's not all about, I mean, it's intimacy, it's sex, it's sitting down on the couch and watching anime. And I'm not a huge touchy feely person, but my husband's the type that's like, put your leg on me, put your arm on me, come touch me. So, but it's all those things. And I'm like, I want to do those things. And I'm like, okay, I needed to write some stuff down. I have notebooks that I write and I don't go back and read the notes. And so it's time, right? So if I have all the time I need to get everything done. I probably just need to maybe somehow find the tricks. I think, like, maybe saying things in my phone. I don't know. I'm sure there's some hacks or tricks that I need to do to get my thoughts out there, and then find, I don't know, maybe whenever I get to shower by myself, talk to myself in there. I don't know. The other one is, there's only one amazing you, and the people that are looking for your power and energy will gravitate towards you. That one.
Ooh,
I think I like.
yes, that is a beautiful one.
I like that one. And that goes back to what I was talking about, the presence, doing the videos, that, I don't want to be, I'm a financial advisor. I don't want to be the stuffed shirt. And I'm not, obviously I'm in Star Wars pajamas, right? And I went out in the street like this. But that's not who I am. I'm not the, suit and tie, all about numbers kind of advisor. I'm just like, well, what are we trying to do? Where are we at? What are you feeling bad about from, the decisions you made? You made that bad decision. Great. It's over. Let's go. Let's move on. Like, that's the me, right? But I believe those people will gravitate towards me if I get out of that fear of putting myself out there, right? And I'm good with this. Like, I could do workshops, speaking engagements. I'm good with that. It's just, for some reason, like, making a video and not knowing maybe who's going to see it, and they're being able to watch their facial expressions, or maybe feeling the empathy, or the whatever, at the same time. Maybe that's what's weird to me. I'm not quite sure, but I'm good like this. Um, and then the last one that I had was, your kids will be so grateful that you took time to love and take care of you, because it helped you take even better care of them.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I wrote down a few more for you in the chat, but yes, your
Okay.
solutions are very powerful and very
Yes.
I
I
love
like that
it.
one. I empowered my kids to become
Yeah.
independent. And in my mind, that's what I'm doing. And then all of a sudden I'm cleaning up after everybody, right? And like, that's the thought process. Like, I taught you how to cook, and then I don't let you cook.
Yeah.
I taught you how to clean, and then I'm still, or they clean and they don't do it my exact way, or maybe they miss something. But that, I've been working on that too. But that's coming from my mom, who's, she's an immigrant. Everything with her just work, work, work. There's like, everything is work, and it's like, I had to teach her, and kind of teach her, and then also remind myself, people live here. I don't, like, back when I was a kid, I don't know if you guys had that room that you weren't allowed to go in. The sofa had like plastic all over it. You couldn't go in there. Like, I hated that.
Yeah.
And it drives my mom nuts that my kids get to, like, play in the house. I'm like, well, we live here. Like, what do you like? We have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old running around constantly. Like, we live here, and that's what I wanted. But I still always had that talk, like, in the back of my head, like, we gotta clean it up. Well, your mom's coming over to be, all, those little things. But I want them to feel empowered. I want them to be independent. That's why I support all the different things that they want to do. So I love that one.
How about I
Yes.
create a happy and
Have to-
supportive environment for my kids?
Yes. Yes, I do. And that's been I know everybody was sharing a little something, but so we're I don't know what you want to call it. I was divorced, although I wasn't married. It's like, in Texas they have common law. So I was with my older two kids' dad for several years, and then some domestic stuff happened, so I left. And had to sell my house, lost my house, had to live in like a 1-bedroom apartment, and then bought my house back. So that was like the biggest thing, right? So, like, and that's one of those stories I'm like trying to, reframe, because I mean, I think it's powerful that I drove past this house every day for 2 years, and I was like, I'm getting that house back. I don't know when, but I'm getting my house back. And 2 years later, after I lost it, I got my house back, right? And I want people to feel that, like, I like that something that they wish, that they want, that they love, that they're going to get, or if they felt like they lost it, that they could get it back. And that's, even though even though, I deal with the finance part, I hear, that's what drove me to get into coaching. Was I was getting all those stories, right? Just having a conversation about finances, right? Like budgeting and stuff like that. But I was hearing all the stories, all the traumas, everything, and I'm like, man, there's so much there, and I mean, my experiences can help them. Um, so I feel like I can help in that way. But yeah, I love that.
I feel like
And
you're
I'm
a
writing that one down.
manifestation expert already, and you just don't even know it. You got the attitude and you've proven it with that house. All right, let's move on so we can finish. Are you feeling good about your affirmations, Tamika? Good? Okay.
I do. Yep.
Okay. So now we're going to do a thing that is not a Natalie Amari thing. I'm hijacking her training to do a me thing. And so what we're going to do is everybody have their phone with them. All these phones come with a free voice app. Have you ever used a voice app? If you go into your apps and look under the V, it'll probably be there. Okay. All right. Everybody have their voice app. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a look at your story that you wrote out, the thing that you're going to tell me in a year from now when you are tremendously successful. Okay. And your affirmations. And you are going to read out loud to yourself using recording, your story and your affirmations in a beautiful, positive, happy tone. So mute yourself, and you're going to do that right now, because I know if I tell you to do it later, you won't do it. I'm impressed that, so when I did this the first time, I had tears in my eyes. So I love that you guys are all still smiling. This is fantastic. Okay, we are back to our Natalie Amari. Her step 5 is to visualize this over and over, and your recording is going to help. So if you can listen to your recording as often as possible, I like to save mine to my home screen and just listen to it before bed. And Natalie says that right before you go to sleep is the best time. And in the morning is also another super powerful time for you to listen to it. But anytime you want, over and over again, and visualize it. Be like a couple of you talked about being present. And so when we're listening to this, we are going to be super present. We're going to feel it. We're going to believe it. And you can daydream as much as possible. Think about your goals. Think about the details. Just let it play out. Natalie is all about sensation. She wants you to use every sensation. See if you can feel it. See if you can smell it, depending on what you're doing. Feel that warm hug. Like anything that you're doing, if those bank account balances moving up and that's what you're picturing, feel that in your body. Think about what that means for your family. Okay. And so, yes, 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 over and over again, everything is possible for you. So that is step 5. Last step and most important step that is apparently forgotten is to take action. Okay. So this is the amazing way that Natalie phrased it. What would the dream you be doing in your dream life? Right. And I love this because she talks about how you are so focused on, building. So you're focused on that business and, oh my goodness, like I got to get this business off the ground because the 10K months and blah, 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 blah. But would the dream you be doing that? Or would the dream you be like resting? Right? Because in your dream life, you've got a balance maybe. Right? And so maybe you'd be like, oh man, I worked really hard today. I'm going to take 5 minutes to breathe. I'm going to go take a walk around the block. Tamika will be doing all of that in Jamaica under a palm tree on a beach. Heck yes, yes, please. Yes. All right. But when you're in Jamaica, you have some balance, right? Like the reason that you're there is because you're on the beach, feeling the breeze or whatever it is, right? And so as you're manifesting that, you can be like, oh my goodness, I want to go outside and sit on my lawn chair in my backyard and feel that breeze. Right? And that helps to start bringing those elements of your dream life into your daily activity. So what would the dream you be doing right now in your dream life? Not stressing about all the things, right? So if it's your passion, what are you going to be doing to make those dreams happen? Right? We're not going to plan out the entire year. We're just going to do a few days or even just minute to minute. I like to do 30 minutes to 30 minutes because I'm kind of fluid like that. What am I going to do for the next 30 minutes? Right? So we're going to take a minute right now to write out what actions the dream you from a year from now would be taking in the first week of January 2025. Maybe just 1 to 3 actions. Aim for 2. What's she going to incorporate into her day? Okay, write those out. Anyone come up with anything?
So I found this interesting because you had mentioned that aspect of resting, and I was like, oh yeah, because sometimes when I think about all the things I want to do, I'm like, oh, but it's overwhelming, I get stressed. But then, so I found a way to sort of reimagine it as kind of like I'm feeling peaceful and satisfied, like sitting in the backyard thinking, oh, I feel so content that this stuff is working out. And not only that, but I'm kind of still in the flow. So I'm in a kind of a happy in the flow way, feeling kind of content and gratitude for what has already happened. And then also the creative part of being in the creative zone of planning the next steps for the next day.
Yes. Oh, those are amazing actions. Yes, yes, yes. I love
Which
it.
I never thought of that as being an action, but I'm like, I think that is really what feels, the most nurturing right now. And also that's, yeah. So thank you for that suggestion.
Yeah, I love your word nurturing. That feels most nurturing right now, because how are we going to build anything if we're not feeling nurtured, if we're depleted, right? Which is the opposite. So beautiful. Anyone else want to share their action steps?
I can go ahead and share a couple. I have 2 so far. I invest time to reflect and prioritize so I can manage my time better. And I block my time to include self-care.
Ooh,
So,
yes. I love that. What self-care activity, just one activity that you want to make sure is in one of your time blocks?
so my time, this year, my goal is to block like chunks of time, like at least a full weekend or ideally a week, where I would go on retreats, like a silent retreat. That's my goal.
Yes, a big full nurturing just for you. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. And Tamika, what about you for your action steps?
So I love that one, Tracy. I think earlier I said about, taking yourself on a date. I think I would plan that once everything was late, everything's good, business, everything's running, I'd do full date weekend. Like I'd be leaving on Fridays, planning on what Fridays I'd be leaving and coming back on Sundays, what hotels I'd stay in, that kind of stuff. I love that because that's just kind of the next level of just a couple hours to yourself, right? Like you have a
Right,
whole weekend to yourself,
exactly.
like once a month. So, but the three that I wrote down was in terms of planning is and they're still in line with the things that I want to do anyway, is I said planning adventures with my family. Aside from just road trips, we like to travel, we go out of the country, but we love museums. So like what museums would we see when we went to wherever we were going? We talked about Egypt, we talked about Paris, we talked about France, we talked about, Morocco, whatever, like what are the cool things that we would experience because we like weird stuff like that. Um, and then planning what charities we would volunteer for and support. Because now I have the finances to support them the way I'd like to, but then also I've always kept it as a something that's very important with my kids that we volunteer our time as well. We volunteer a lot at church, but we'd be able to do so much more because now we don't have the we have the time and the money for that. And then the last thing I put was planning what property we were going to build on or improve. I talked about legacy earlier, so my family, my husband's Jamaican. We have a goal to build a house there, our forever home, and then my family owns like 100 acres in Costa Rica on the beach. My mom owns property in Panama, so we have buildings on the property in Panama, but things need to be improved. So I'd be improving that. I'd be building stuff on the acreage in Costa Rica. Like those are all the things that I would be doing. I don't. I would rest maybe a little bit. Like I'm not kind of like once I can sleep, now that I've learned how to sleep and fall asleep faster, I'm all good, man. Those 4 deep breaths, those 5 deep breaths before night, I'm like, I'm out. So I go from like alpha to I'm gone. So that's something I worked on last year. So I could, my brain wasn't, going all night long. So I'm a better sleeper now. So I would have more energy. So doing all those things, I wouldn't be sitting still. I'd be doing, what are we doing next? Where are we going? Where are we traveling? What are we building? That's what I'd be doing.
So yeah, I love that. And I love that you're almost semi redefining rest, because Rest is anything that fills you up, right? And planning and fantasizing and, you know, thinking about these things fills you up, then that can be considered rest, right? You're sitting
It's
down
doing the
and
things
you
that I
are,
want to do. It's
yes,
doing the things that I want to do. Like I hate after that great night of sleep, I wake up and I have to look at spreadsheets all day because I work in corporate America. That is just not. I love 50 hours. I could do 50 hours in it, you know, in a week. That's no problem. But I want to do it doing the things that I love and not looking at spreadsheets and talking about cargo and customs.
okay, so your big challenge now is to take one action step that you have for next year and implement it in this week, January 2024. See if you can fit it into one of your days this week and do one action step. That is your big challenge. And see if you can continue to, as you're listening to your recording, think about, okay, what would that person be doing today? What's one thing that they would be doing today? And see if you can add that into your day. Okay? That is your big challenge. Okay, I love to end the meetings with your main takeaway. Do you have time for that? Yeah. I know people. I went a little over. I was hoping to end at 8:30, but I would love for you to share, Tracy, since I've got you on my screen. What is your main takeaway, your little nugget of wisdom from tonight?
I think that my main takeaway is that doing exercises like this help you to uncover other things, help you to notice more, that it goes deeper. And I really liked that. So thank you so much for that.
Right.
It felt good to hear that. And now I have action steps to help me.
Hey,
Yeah, it was very practical. Love it.
thank you. I'm so glad that you're feeling good about that. Tamika, what was your main takeaway from today?
In what I do, guiding is important, and I wouldn't have done any of this if you just told me to do it. So I do a lot better in group as a team. I was an athlete for several years, so this and then having someone guide you through it, give you the prompts, that was very helpful. So now I actually have something that I could build off of, right? As we leave here, so just having that first step is something to be able to build off of. Is the main
Okay,
thing.
beautiful. And
Instead of
there's an
kind of
action
figuring
step.
out on my own.
Yeah, with that knowledge is, you know, I will find groups that will help me to make my goals a reality. Okay, Allison, your nugget.
Yes, thank you. Because I think I was sort of feeling stuck, and then I had found the link to this, and so I'm glad that I came. And I think it's helping me move forward, like and see the possibilities. And thank you for that 6-step process, and also for your feedback when I shared things and you guys gave me back feedback. So I appreciate the group aspect, and I appreciate the 6 steps, and yeah, just the affirmation that doing what makes you feel happy and fulfilled is going to propel you towards your success.
Yes. Oh, that is beautiful. So I love that. Now, I was going to end with a quote, but I almost want to end with that quote. Doing what makes you happy and fulfilled will lead you to your success. So the Natalie Amari quote was, "We don't have to live the life that was laid out for us by society or our families. We are the architect and designers of our own lives." So thank you so much for being here tonight. I am so thrilled that you took time out of your night to come and do this. And I would love to invite you to, if anything ever comes up that you're like, oh man, I wish I could know how to do this in order to make your dreams a reality, I want to help you. And so I want to design a workshop, a free workshop, bring in new experts like Natalie Amare to help you achieve your goals. So I can assume what you want, or you can tell me. So feel free to DM me anytime and say, I'm struggling with this, I don't know what to do. And I might be able to help you, or I might be able to bring somebody in who can. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have an amazing week and have fun manifesting. Ah. Learn more about how to live your dream life without burnout at mindbs.ca.